We were in Salt Lake City, Utah. Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. We see them walking into the building. Tiffany Stratton and Jay Cargo. Penta is drinking coffee and doing his walk. Dominic Mysterio gets a pop. Rusev is walking and gets no pop whatsoever. Sad. CM Punk and Jey Uso are walking. They get pops. We see a video package sending us back to the 1985 and the origin of Saturday Night's main event. We see some of tonight's competitors warming up. Obsession is bigger than any one moment. Some call it legacy. They call it Saturday. Pyro and all the things go off. We got Michael Cole and Wade Barrett as our hosts, our announcers on the night. What did you think about the Salt Lake City, Utah crowd?
I thought they were okay. Nothing that over the top, nothing that crazy. I do feel like they kind of did focus a lot in general on Post Malone being there. So every time they showed them, people were cheering. And I noticed that throughout the night, they just kept putting focus on Post Malone.
Every time they needed a reaction shot, it was Post Malone. Just like when it's Tyrese Halliburton there, it's always a Tyrese Halliburton reaction.
I mean, it was cool seeing Post Malone. I mean, I don't like the guy. I think he's a really generally nice guy in person. It was just like, damn, they kept showing this. Like, even, I mean, I'll get to it, but there was a part that had me like laughing. Like, I'll get to it when it comes to Post Malone, but yeah, I felt like there was more of a focus on that. Like, they wouldn't even mention it. They'll just show him. And then once in a while they'll say, "Oh, yeah, that's the music artist Post Malone." Like, it was kind of just like, "Oh, all right, like I see where this is going."
We're gonna see him throughout the night. Then we kicked off the show with the undisputed WWE Championship up for grabs. Drew McIntyre challenging the champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. I've been noticing this, and I know I hate to say it to you, Josh, more than anybody, but Cody's pop is getting a little bit smaller every single time I see him. They don't sing along to the song as much as they used to anymore. And then we got a moment in this matchup where his reaction turned in a major way. But just like the olden days, this match for the biggest title starts off the show. Cody enters first. He's prerogative as champion. If he gets disqualified or counted out, he will lose the title. We got the fancy intros, and we get Drew as Lillian introduce him as the new American Dream. Then he touches the belt while the referee holds it up. We get some go behind, some early feeling out process. Drew with an elbow. Cody comes back with a kitchen sink. Cody punches at Drew in the corner and then stomps at him. Gets hit in the throat. Chops by Drew and Cody. They trade off, reddening each other's chests. Cody with a gourd buster, and then Drew goes outside. Drew asks Cody to come outside, daring him to get counted out. Then Drew wants to milk it before getting in at 9. Tie up, and then a headlock by Cody. Drew tries shoving Cody into the referee, but Cody stops. Drew goes to Cody's hair and then pushes him into the corner. Drew wants Cody to punch him for a DQ. Kick to the gut by Drew. Drew punches and bites at Cody's face. Then we get the Goldust uppercut by Cody. Cody stomps at Drew in the corner. The referee counts to 4 and then decides he wants to pull off Cody and say counting to 5 and disqualifying him, helping Cody. Cody accidentally pushes the ref and they dare the DQ. This is when I was like, okay, guys, we can relax with this. This is when I was like, it's getting a little too much. I don't want it to be overwhelming in this matchup. Drew sends Cody shoulder first into the ring post. Then he tosses him to the timekeeper's table, tries to get the count out, but Cody comes back at the count of 8. We get some more Drew trying to goat Cody throughout this matchup. Cody would get his offense in. He would hit this cool looking Cody cutter where he does a spin on it. It was definitely Drew helping him do the spin, but it looked like Drew had countered it, but Cody still gets the 2 count. Drew comes back with a big spine buster and then a sit out power bomb. With frustration settling in, Drew grabs the title, but then he throws this to Cody. That's not enough to get Cody to snap as he throws the title away, but Drew gets him with a 1-step Claymore and gets a close 2 count. They head outside where Drew can't hit another Claymore, but he can knock he can knock Cody off of the ring apron. He flies off of the apron through the announce table, crashing down. The referee doesn't even try checking on him or milking this in any way. He just starts counting. He gets to 9, and Cody somehow, some way is able to get back into the ring. Another Claymore miss. Cody tries climbing up the corner only to basically like tweak his knee. The knee is fine enough like a few seconds later for Cody to finally hit one for a 2 count. Then before the referee gets bumped by Drew, throwing Cody finally into the referee to knock him down. Then we see Drew. He realizes what's going on. He grabs the title again, which is knocked away. We get a double crossbody to leave everyone down. They both crawl for the title. Cody is able to gain advantage. He gets Drew in position for the DDT. He looks over at the referee to make sure the ref isn't looking as he DDTs him on top of the WWE title. He picks up Drew. He delivers the crossroads. The referee is up. 1, 2, 3. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes retains the WWE Championship. This match went nearly 19 minutes. I thought it was really good in the early going, but like I said before, I thought it was a little bit overbooked. Had that noticeable botch where Cody went for the Cody cutter, but the referee was in the way, and he tried to play it off like he had a tweaked knee, and then seconds later, he was miraculously recovered, and it had nothing to do with the matchup. So it was obvious that that was like a mistime spot and stuff like that. But I just thought overall, the story was really well done in the early going. It just got a little bit much as the match went on, but still a really good matchup. I gave it 3.5 stars. What did you think?
I felt like the match was a little bit better than the WrestlePalooza match. Obviously this one was a little, I think, yeah, I do agree that it was a little overbooked. You know, it's just when you mention about the crowd reaction, I noticed that too, and I was just like, yeah, I think it's getting to that point where fans are getting tired of seeing the same character. You know, unfortunately, it does happen. You know, it happened with Cena. It happens with a few people. You know, and this was a good conversation I had before about Cody, where, like you mentioned, like this kind of babyface-esque run usually has like a course of like 2-3 years, because this was around the time when AEW fans got tired of it. And it's not like as bad yet, but I do feel like by Mania it's gonna be overwhelming. It's getting to that point with Cody.
They're leaning into it too, because the last matches with Drew, you have this one, you have the one on SmackDown where he used the title and got DQ'd, and then here he used the title blatantly looking over at the referee. Michael Cole, man, you such a bullshit artist. The way he tries to defend Cody, and Cody like Wade Barrett is rightfully calling Cody out for looking over at the referee and making sure the ref wasn't looking when he does the DDT. And then Michael Cole was like, "No, I don't think he knew the title was there." Then why is he looking over at the referee for?
He fucking knew. Come on, like stop. Like we and that's the problem with a lot of these. You know, I want to say Cody fans. But a lot of these fucking guys that want to defend the bullshit, where at least with me, if I like somebody, I'm going to call out the bullshit. If I dislike somebody, I'm going to defend them when it needs to be defended. There's a lot with the Cody run I can't defend, because even I'm getting to a point where it's just like, all right, he's champion, cool. You know, what does that exactly mean? You know, at point, you know, it's like he got the title, I get it, he's a 2-time champion, fantastic, great, but then it's like, what do you do with the run after that? And so far his second run, I've disliked it more than I did the first time. You know, it is what it is. You know, it's getting to that point where it's like I got to start being honest of how I feel about it. And you know, coming into this match, I knew Drew had no shot of winning, and that's why I basically checked out. I mentally checked out when it came to like, all right, any type of real investment I have in this match, it was already shot. It was shot the moment, I would say maybe weeks when I found out it was a rematch, I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna have fucking Cody win again. And then SmackDown, it was like, oh yeah, Cody's definitely winning. There was no shot in hell that they had Drew winning. It's just, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where, you know, a fresh start would be nice. If he turns heel, I would love it because Cody as heel is great. If you see his Ring of Honor shit, he was a great, fantastic heel. And then if they lean into that style of him being a heel in Ring of Honor, it's gonna be great. But I think it's too much of this corporate bullshit that they kind of lean into. It was like, oh, you know, Cody caters to the kids. He does this and merchandise and all this stuff. If the man is cool, people are still going to buy his merchandise. Who gives a shit about that? Like, he's still going to make money. You're still going to make money off the guy. But you're going to have to do something that, even with these feuds, stop giving him these long feuds where he's just going to win every match. You know what I mean? Like, it goes nowhere. And that's the problem I had with his first one, where the Kevin Owens feud went for months and nothing happened for KO.
But
he just turned heel.
Just in general, the 2 reigns for Cody, he's had 2 different types of feuds every single time. It's been either a guy that feels like a challenger of the month or a former friend that he's feuding with.
Yeah,
that's all. You know, that's all he's done. AJ Styles for a challenger of the month, basically. But he had a 5-star match with him, so they did an angle to set up a second matchup. But Logan Paul was a challenger of the month. Who do you say? Oh, then it was Solo. Solo was more of an extension of the bloodline. So yeah, those are 3 different types of challenger. Extension of the bloodline versus Cody storyline, a challenger of the month, and a former friend that turns on him, because after the Solo feud comes Kevin Owens, and that is a former friend that turns on him. Drew McIntyre is a former friend that turns on him. Then you had Cena, who's the guy that beats him, and then he just chased the title. He was gone for a few weeks, like 6-7 weeks, and then came back, just continued to chase the title, and then won the title back. And it's just been the Drew feud, which is just Drew feels like a Temu version of the Kevin Owens feud.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that. You know, it's very, again, it's frustrating. It's pretty frustrating. And I'm just not gonna. Me as a fan, I love Cody. I'm always gonna be a Cody guy, but I just can't. I'm not with the bullshit. I can't fake it. I'm not gonna be one of those guys who are gonna fake it. I can't be that. I can't be Maul where he defends Drake. I'm not doing that for Cody. I don't give a shit. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, Project Finisher saying it. Yeah, his second run is Cody turning heel. H kept in mind AEW fans and is giving them what they want. Smart, exceptional, foolproof booking right there. I mean, I think Cody turning heel. I think. Well, but no, honestly, at this point, to me though, if Cody is turning heel, then The Rock was right. I said it. I'll be the first to say it. Rock was right. Triple H should have listened to The Rock, and we should have got the Cody heel turn at Elimination Chamber instead of now. Because it does feel like the Cody babyface run is like 6-7 months stale, which means that the peak of it was after the Kevin Owens feud, and you should have turned him heel for the Cena matchup.
Yeah, I agree. You know, and
I got known Dwayne hater Josh to say he agrees with that. All right, we're here.
No, I'm saying because well, the thing is that for to my credit though, I have been defending Dwayne, especially when people are like, "Oh, you know, this is WrestleMania 41. It was Dwayne's fault. It was The Rock's fault because he didn't show up." And I defended that guy, even though he lied. He lied about Dave's reporting. I defended The Rock because I was like, hey, at the end of the day, this man, ball fraud Paul, knew that he was not going to be there. He knew for months The Rock was not going to be there. That was his fault because he fucking knew, and he decided to do absolutely nothing. But in regards to the Cody stuff, I mean, at that time, it's like, you know, back and forth is like, you know, where it's like, oh, you turn Cody heel against Cena. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, that easily could have backfired too with Triple H's bad booking. That could have backfired no matter what, you know? And that's why the whole Cena thing where it was like, oh shit, we're getting something new and we're going to get this and that. We didn't get that. So like, I have no confidence that either one was going to work. But looking on hindsight 2020, if you do turn Cody heel now, it's gonna make the Rock look so much better. Why? Because WrestleMania was shit. The Cena heel turn was shit. And then it's like, oh, we should have done this in the first place. So it's gonna make Dwayne look like a fucking genius.
Yo, he's gonna look like the best person ever. Like, well, you could have done this like 8 months ago.
Yo. It's gonna make him look good no matter what. And I like it. I don't give a shit.
I love it. I love it.
You know what?
You like it, I love it.
You see? It's like fuck it. It's like fuck it.
John Cena, as we are winding down the road to his retirement, as the next Saturday night's main event, we'll see him headline the show in his final matchup. So at this point of the show, we get a video package. Well, first we get a preview of this big interview with Cena, and then which will be released in full in the coming weeks. Cena narrates a video where he talks about how he will be he's been asked all this time who's going to be his final opponent. So he says that he is going to announce that there will be a 16-man tournament, the Last Time Is Now tournament, to earn the right to be his final opponent. He says there will be entries from all three brands and maybe even some surprise of people who don't work here. He also says that he'll be facing people that he's never faced before. We saw the likes of LA Knight, Solo Sikoa. We saw Carmelo Hayes. He says that he'll be also facing some people he hasn't faced, like The Miz or Sheamus was shown. Also shown when he was mentioning the people that he hasn't faced before, Gunther was one of the more notable names on that list. We were also revealed that that Cena will make his return to WWE in 2 weeks' time, a week from tomorrow's Monday Night Raw. He will be in Boston, Massachusetts for the last time, his hometown, where the Last Time Is Now tournament will begin. And of course, the winner of the Last Time Is Now tournament will face John Cena on Saturday, December 13th, WWE Saturday Night's main event from Washington, D.C. in John Cena's final match. What do you think about the 16-man Last Time Is Now tournament? I think that this, like, tournaments is such an easy thing to get. Like, when people ask like why Tony Khan does so many tournaments, is because it's fairly easy to tell stories and to get people involved, to feature stars, to have stars break out and have those performances that elevate them up the card in a tournament's format, a single elimination tournament, round robin tournament. It doesn't matter. That's why Tony Khan relies on it so much, and that's for a big reason why Triple H has relied on it so much in the last 3 years since he took over the head of creative. And I think that's just going to mean that for the next couple of weeks, we can have some entertaining, fun matches and some fun television to enjoy, which we really wouldn't otherwise during this time of the year in WWE. So I think this is a net positive overall for WWE.
Yeah, there's people who said that they hate it. Oh shit, I've seen in the chat too. Dion Jenkins says, I hate this. That's kind of what I was going with, where I was like, there's people who hate it. You know, our boy Sober Guy hates it. No, I don't think he hates it, but he found it funny. He was laughing. He was like, what the fuck? They're doing a tournament just for this. I see both sides of the table. I can see why people would hate it, because it's like, oh, you're doing a full tournament just to determine Cena's last match? Like, you really need a tournament for that? But on the other side, I do agree with what you said about, you know, you're creating matches like this, right? You showcasing certain people, you know, but there's also a mystery. So it's kind of like, oh, all right, who they're going to bring, you know? People were, you know, obviously he mentioned that line that people are like going crazy over, like, oh, you know, people who might not be working with the company.
And
So
they literally did that so people would think it's Jericho or Copeland.
Yeah, and people have been saying it was Edge, which is just funny because I was just like, well, you're gonna be disappointed again. Then this is why last night I blamed the fans. I'm like, you guys set yourself up for some bullshit. Like this is exactly what I've been telling y'all. Stop falling for the bullshit. To me, it just says, oh, John Henry is gonna be in the fucking tournament. That's all that told me.
Say his name, man. He's
already like 1 foot in the door. So it was like, does he he already works with the company? But okay, cool. That's what you want to present it. Even if you get anybody like if you get Vikingo, technically he works for WWE, so he technically does work for the company. So I mean, somebody last night, our boy brought up Matt Cardona, which I was just dying because I was just like, come on, he ain't getting no damn tournament match. Like they didn't even like the guy. He didn't get a match.
I can see that if they're gonna feature more than one person from outside of the company, I could see them doing 2 from TNA, and that's Hendry and Cardona because they know Cardona will get a pop, and he also has the story with Cena. And it would probably be if we do see Cardona, I'm gonna say that's Cena's call. That's not WWE's call.
Oh yeah, I said the same thing. I was like, that's most likely Cena's. Like that's probably if that's what they really want, Cena's gonna make that decision. It's just a matter of how they do it because it's like, oh man, we really don't like this guy, but we want to do this for Cena.
I get this, Dion. I get this. Dion making a good point. He says, I want an actual story for his retirement. For example, Flair or Sting's retirement. Yeah. Like I definitely understand that.
That's just fair.
But yeah, that's a fair criticism. I just feel like they weren't gonna do that. So I feel like this is the best alternative. And if they were gonna do that, then the story was Cena tries to overcome Brock. That's the story. That's the only story that they have set up that they haven't really tied a bow on. And I hope they realize that tying a bow on it is not what we saw at WrestlePalooza. But
yeah,
I guess that is what they done. What they think.
Yeah, and it's also kind of just hard to tell that story now because he only has like less than 5 appearances left. So there's not much you could really do to even tell that story. The only story you would have told was, all right, let me get my win back against Brock, which nobody wants to see at this point. I really don't want to see it again. Thank God we're not going to see it again. But it's just that match did nothing for that shit. It did absolutely nothing. Cena should have just won for that matter. But that was the only story you were going to tell. If you're going to get a story of a Cena retirement match, it would have been, all right, let me get my win back against Brock because he beat the shit out of me, and I don't want to, walk away in that fashion. So the tournament thing, again, I can see where people are giving pushback on when it comes to that. But, I mean, the next couple of weeks, you're going to get some matches at least. You're going to have something on the shows to look forward to. 16 people, we could take a guess of who's going to be the 16. Obviously, they show like a clip of certain people. So I'm like, all right, this person is going to be in it.
Give me 1 second. I'll give you the full list of the people that are going to be in this tournament. Because I had the few like screenshots I was able to get, but I think I saw the list on one of these. I was going to say grifting accounts, but I'll say engagement accounts, as that is the more politically correct way to say it, I think. So we got here. Where is this? Damn it. Well, you can talk while I look for this because I'm having trouble finding this now.
Yeah, I mean the main person that I remember seeing was Gunther, right? That was the main guy, and that was the main person.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
Like,
Gunther was in the video. LA Knight was in the video. Carmelo Hayes, Solo Sikoa. When they mentioned the newer wrestlers, I remember those. I remember those guys who were on the list. All right, so here it is. These are the wrestlers that featured in the video package for John Cena's The Last Time Is Now tournament. We have The Miz. We have Rusev. We have Solo Sikoa. We got Sheamus, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Penta, Carmelo Hayes, Bronson Reed, Gunther, Dominic Mysterio. So we got 11. There's 11 names that appeared in the video. So we can kind of speculate on who's the other 5 you would put in this tournament. Who else would you put in this? As far as like names outside, I think like Joe Hendry should be a lock. He's talked about it so much. He should be a lock in this. As far as like NXT, Obafemi, give me Obafemi in this shit. Give me Trick Williams in this shit.
Oba,
those
Trick,
guys.
Oba and Trick, I would say.
Javon, if you want like a young representative, someone who's gonna stay on NXT after the tournament, then Javon, I would throw him into there. We got Dion who's saying put Braun Breaker in the tournament. I thought it was notable that they put Bronson Reed in the video package and not Braun Breaker. That makes me think that they're not going to put Braun Breaker in the tournament. They're going to put Bronson Reed to represent the vision.
He's probably going to take the L anyway, so you're not going to have him win.
That would be so stupid after he beat Roman Reigns, too. He should at least make it to, like, the finals of the tournament.
He should. At least you get into the finals. Yeah, if you get him, like, far, I think that would, like, do something. Or even the Final Four. We put him in the Final Four. I think that would, do something.
Out of the names that are listed, I would say, out of the names that are listed and some of the names that we brought up, I would say my prediction as of now, one day after they announce the tournament, my prediction for the finals of the tournament, LA Knight versus Gunther. What do you think they'll do the finals at Survivor Series? That would make sense.
I would hope so, just because at least you'll have something prominent, not only for Survivor Series, but it's like, all right, if you want this Cena thing to be important, you already made it important by making a tournament, so you got to make it more important. At least put it on your last stadium show for the year. I would say you put it in Survivor Series. Again, you wanted to make it feel important, and I would say that put it on Survivor Series. And I do agree. I think it's going to be between Gunther and LA Knight.
So that's pretty much the whole Survivor. That would be the whole Survivor Series card is already made, because you got the men's War Games, women's War Games. You got Cena probably facing Dominic Mysterio, because that's the rumor for the Intercontinental Championship. So I'm guessing Dom would get eliminated from the tournament early and then just say, I want to challenge Cena at Survivor Series.
Talk his shit and then find a way to get in.
No, find a way to just face Cena for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, he'll find a way to like talk shit, or he'll do something slimy, and then Adam Pearce will finally do his job and say, you know what, you're going to defend your title, and you're going to defend in the Survivor Series.
Yeah. So yeah, that they'll probably give that. Well, Dion says, I don't have faith that Triple H will give Cena the IC title. He don't want to give him that Grand Slam. I think he owes him. He owes him that much. He's like, damn it, nigga, here, damn. That's how it's gonna be. He's like, here, you want something for your retirement? Here you go.
But also, like, imagine the amount of merch you can make off of that Grand Slam. Like, you're gonna make a lot of money off of that with Cena.
Absolutely, so, Grand Slam Cena. Get a final big shirt, Grand Slam Cena. Man, come on.
I'll buy it.
I'll buy that. I would buy that. I got me a Cena shirt. That's how I got my Halloween costume. But yes, I'm interested, and I think that it's a no-brainer that Gunther's going to win this tournament. Even if we didn't get the reports, he would feel like the odds-on favorite to win this one. And that's the one. Yeah. That's the one Cena matchup more than any of the other names that were in the video that you do want to see before he retires. That's the match.